Yeah, well, here we are. This is a historic occasion. I don't know if you can see me. It's a bit dark, but it's alright. DJs were used to working in the dark. I've got a van here. We just rocked up to Tommy Keelan's place now. Tommy Keelan used to be Willie Tell. Willie Tell, for those of you who don't know, pretty much king of the rave scene. At one point in time when I was fortunate enough to tour with him, we were in Malaysia and there was an article in Mix Mag saying Melbourne was the rave capital of the world. And I just had to turn to Will and go, Will, don't you get it, man? That makes you the king of the world, mate. And it was the truth. Willie's been the true pioneer. His skills, his innovation, his creation, his 3D mixing, his use of the Pioneer, the three EQs on each channel when it switched from the Pioneers and a type of mixer prior to being us using the range with the one band EQ across the top. He developed and created such a high standard of mixing. The guy is just so far ahead of his time. It wasn't funny. It was just, we are so lucky. We've been so honoured to have a leader like Willie show us and push us. And that is why the Melbourne DJs are so good at DJing. They're such a high standard. That's why we're the best in the world. We owe it to Willie Tell. Unfortunately today, Willie Tell, WET, Wet Music, he's let that go as well. He's left his legacy behind. He is definitely the techno king, but Willie can do anything. He is also a classic master. He was there at the start of the rave scene. I remember when me and Jason Knipe and Richie Rich were running around pretending we were blowing whistles and trying to rave and developing how to shuffle, well, what you guys call the shuffle, way back then. Willie was the big dude in the big jacket banging out the tunes, and even down at Commerce at Maze and Express, he was on it way back then. And the big every picture parties, he was always doing the big sets. Willie's always been the man doing the bomb. And over the years, I was lucky enough to always play with those big parties. I never ever went up against him or even attempted to try and play the big techno set. I was fortunate enough to do the morning set. I was the morning man, and he was definitely the man that did the big set. No party was complete without Willie Tell. But Willie's moved on now. He's found success in a career. Getting married, I respect him for what he's doing. I've done my damnedest over the last 3 years to try and pull him back into DJing. He's played at the birthday. One of my favourite sets ever in my life was at the 5th birthday. Me and him did a one-on-one on 4 decks, and basically, honestly, we were a machine, and it was he was the brain, and I was the mechanisms that were following, and basically really we worked so well as one, just showing him, you know, how much I knew what he was going to do, how much I'd watched him and developed and learnt off him and could feed off him, and as so many people do, and how much of a part of what he does is within me. I've said it before, it's been an absolute honour to have Willie Tell as a leader and the pioneer, and to have so much of him within me and all of us. And for you people out there that don't know, there's going to be a lot more about Willie Tell told, and don't forget that fucking name, because the Melbourne Rave scene wouldn't be what it is today without him, along with others. But as far as the music goes, and for us being as advanced as we are a hell of a lot to Willie Tell. So let's go and I'm actually going to get Willie's records, his turntables, and his boxes. It's an absolute privilege that you know, it's sad that he's given up, like I said, but he has. But I'm taking them, and like I've said to him, they're always Will's. They'll always be Willie's records. I'll treat them like that. Anytime he wants to come back and get them, they're there, because any day Willie comes back to DJ will be the greatest day for the rave scene. We had plans to do some big parties, so I do want to get him back. But I'm going to look after his collection, because I understand how priceless and precious the music and what we're about to get really, really, really is. So, further ado, I had me fucking sickie. I've talked too much, enough fucking shit from Midro. Let's go make the king.
Alright, mate.
Yeah.
And rolling.
Okay,
go.
And out the van we go. We brought our van down to come and collect Willie's collection. We actually probably should have hired at least a Tarago or shit, I don't know, a fucking limo or something, but, you know, it's techno. It's probably the hardest techno hardcore, so it's actually really fitting. Probably this van's probably suitable for what we're about to get. So here we are. We're in McKinnon, where Willie is residing at the moment, or his collection is. And let's see if he's home. By the way, it's probably our It is like nearly 9 o'clock. I think Will's been here, been sit at 6. He's executive time. I'm away on late as per usual. That sounded like a bit of a techno bet. There's only 3.
Yo! Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? We've just been chatting in the car. Everybody,
Hey, come on,
this is the man,
Come in, come on.
Willie Tell. Hey, Will.
Hey,
It's an absolute
Hey,
pleasure, man.
excellent.
I've got to say though, dude, our attire's quite different. I was saying how
Very, very different.
very different. You're
Very
looking
different.
very, very sharp. You're looking very well.
Thank you.
I was just saying, man, I know what you've been doing. It's like fucking. It's a shame to lose you and from the rave scene at this stage, but we're never going to lose you, and we're going to immortalise you, and I'm never going to let people forget who you are and what you've done. This is what this whole story and this whole thing's about. We're about to go through and get Willie's collection and go and put it somewhere safe and look after it. And,
It's going straight into the safe. That's where it's going.
That's it. And like I said, this is the man who was the king of the Melbourne rave scene, and who did take the technical standard, and who was the pioneer and the leader, and the one that we all watched and led and were fortunate enough to have. And thank you, Willie, for being there for us, to be such an inspiration, to be so fucking good, and to be so innovative and creative, and give us that challenge and that insight and the ability to watch and see.
No problem.
It's been unbelievable, and
Yeah.
I mean that with 100%.
Hey, likewise. I mean, over the last 15 years, it's been great for me. Especially when I remember when I first started DJing in clubs. When I first started DJing at Maze, how I actually got the gig was I asked for the gig and requested that I don't get paid. And that happened. I think I was doing it just because I really wanted to play records. So for the first 2 years, I wasn't getting paid anything, blah, blah. I really had a lot of fun, built up a following. And I think that was at the age of around about 16. I was just going on to 17.
What year was that? How old?
We're going back 88, 89.
89. So that's, Willie was way back
87,
into it.
around about there. That's when I first
Sort of
started.
hip house era, Checkpoint Charlie, Pump Up the Jam.
I got the Power by Snap.
Yeah.
Black Box, all the Black Box hits. When techno was the in thing. It was underground because not many people knew about it.
It was even more like it was like there was the Jack King sound in the clubs. There was the Acid House.
Yeah, Acid House. That's when Steve was really huge at Checkpoint Charlie. Steve Robbins.
Yeah, definitely.
And then at the age of 17, I started playing at Chasers.
Yeah.
Express.
I just mentioned, as I mentioned before, I remember I was just mentioning how we were on the dance floor on the first time. This dude, Willie Tell, DJ, and who's this Willie Tell? When we were out there just discovering the sound, he was already out there banging out the tunes and doing it. So he was so far ahead of his time. I think Willie has always been ahead of his time. And the problem that I think Willie found, 12 months ago when he sort of moved on to a new career, which he's actually succeeded in and so well in, it's unbelievable. High respect again, obviously a very intelligent man. He was just so far ahead of his time, and he mastered it so well. There was just not much more for Willie to do at that stage because technology in the world hadn't caught up, so Willie had to go and do something else and wait for it to catch up. And it's getting close, maybe another 12 months, I reckon, before it does.
But just
come through.
So guys, as you can see here, I've got there's quite a few records here.
Yeah, listen, just for the record, that's Adagio for Strings by Tiesto. That's one of the biggest tracks in the world currently. You won't find anything like that in here, but you'll find the stuff here that is classical, but just ironic. The what's the word for it? The complete contrast of what we just see there and heard. Anyway,
yeah. Okay. Let me just add to that. Basically, in these crates over here, you'll find pretty much every single Willie classic.
These things here. I'm taking to bed. When I bought my first turntables, I slipped them these ones.
And they're the Willie turbocharged turntables. Sped up to plus 16.
When I asked, I said, about decks, I said, man, are they hammered? It goes like. Thought I meant in bad nick. I know, they've been hammered. He goes, They've been smashed. He goes, yeah, they're Willie Tells Dex. Fuck no, they've been fucking smashed. They're Willie Tells Dex. That's what I want to hear, man.
But basically, you'll find like tracks which I made hits. I mean, there's been countless of tracks which
Jalika?
I made. Yeah, everything.
Sulfuric Point Break.
Mate, it's
techno ones.
It's all there. Come through. Let's get a bit more.
So many. Willie was a king
and
of the old
also,
school.
and as well as that, let me just the special reverse Willie invention here.
Yeah, bro.
As well.
Yeah.
And obviously this goes to Jace as well. So this is the type of invention where you actually place this on the turntable. You place the record upside down on the side that you want to play. Screw that in. Reverse the stylus upside down, and it actually plays backwards, and it reverses the record. It's got that reversing. That
Willie was the first person ever to do that, man. And now techniques and there is a reverse function in so many turntables that come out now, attributed to this man.
But I can tell you right now, this is a lot more impressive than hitting a reverse button on the turntable.
Hey, I saw Willie doing it in every picture, flip it upside down, and I said, hey, what's going on there? And I didn't quite work it out at the start, but I've got it.
Come through. Don't mind the TV.
Oh, there's Shawnee.
That's Shawnee.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Just thought I'd come down and make sure everything's in order and catch up with my good friend Will, who I've known for a long time and once again inspired me to DJ and set the standard of technical ability for myself. And I remember actually going to Central Station when I was 12 years old when my dad would take me record shopping, and I remember Will from back then. I didn't know what I was buying. I'd just go and buy like the 30 records in a pack for, I think it was $40 or whatever at the time, from first of all in Flinders Street, then there was Paran, and didn't know what I was buying or what I was getting, but I was into it from the age of sort of 8 years old. And
funnily enough, he is a youngster, but this youngster over here was in it from the start, way back then, and us old folk. He's still there. Who's that little shit walking around watching us and doing all this shit? But from a young age, he watched and he was there. That's why he's here now in this very historic moment, you know.
Yes, that's right. Will's I classify as a very good friend of mine, and basically is a top round all bloke, and whatever he does, he excels at, no matter whether it be DJing, production, wet music, or his now corporate job working in obviously Will explain, elaborate a little bit.
India, mate, India.
Real estate and finance.
It's just not cricket. It's just not cricket.
So there you go. So that's basically it. You know, for the last 15 years, it's been great. It's now time to kind of hang the boots up. Yeah, I mean, there's I've had quite a few memories. I've still got all the flyers of all the gigs that I played at.
Cool.
It's probably, and the great thing about having these flyers is that I whip through and I look at the flyers and I think, yeah, I remember that gig. Yeah, I remember that gig. Yeah, I remember that gig.
No gig was complete without Willie Tell.
That's
honestly,
correct.
It was not a fucking party
But
without Willie Tell.
I guess over the last 15 years, I probably played I would probably say a good 3,000 gigs, 4,000 gigs,
maybe more.
5,000 gigs, probably. Yeah, probably more.
That's a DJ.
There's quite a few.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great. And the other thing is that in regards to my collection, I mean, basically everything is going to Jace.
I'm so fucking.
I'm really happy that everything is going to Jace, because I know that Jace will look after everything.
And me too. Obviously living with Jason.
So I mean, it'll be good. It'll be kept in the family, and I'm sure
I totally understand and respect what those records are and what they've meant and what they've done over the years to so many people, and what Willie did with them, that's why I've been so keen to get them, and especially the turntables and all that stuff, because that collection is just it's priceless. It is so special. It is so special. Yeah, no idea. You have no idea. We will talk more about that later because I'm getting emotional.
Okay, well,
That's it.
Do you actually miss
Guys?
DJing, Will? Like, at all?
I played. Listen, you know
when
what?
you first started.
I actually played. I played last weekend
Yeah, you
in
told me
Adelaide.
when I spoke to you, yeah.
Mate, that was cool.
Yeah,
I
fun?
loved it.
Yeah, cool.
When I was playing, all it was
We
just
will get him back.
smoke,
I've been trying. We'll
strobe,
get him back. Trust me. We'll get him
and a lot of yelling.
Yeah.
back. Was that that warehouse?
No, it was in a
Earth,
club. It was,
Earth.
yeah, on
Upstairs?
upstairs.
Two-level club.
Yeah, 2-level
I played
club.
there last week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And
Yeah.
the stage was, yeah, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway,
played there last
yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you had fun.
yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, cool.
Very good.
Do you think you'll ever like...
When did you play there last week? Because I played on Saturday last week, or was that the week before?
I played 2 days ago.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, the weekend that just went.
Just now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I played the week
before.
prior.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
No, that was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you should come over at one stage and have a mix just as friends and mates and
Yeah.
catch up and...
No, one day Willie will come back. Like I said earlier on, he did do the 5th birthday, but he will. He'll come back. I'm not going to give up on him.
Jace will
I don't give up on Nibby. I don't. Adrian Van Ray's going to start coming back and playing some sets.
He's
Nibby, yeah,
Yeah.
Adrian's going to start coming play. He says, look, I could use the
It's still
tunes.
water-wise.
Will come back. Jeffy Tyler's still pretty keen. You know, Richie. I'll get Richie down. Like, they're the guys that, you know, pretty much are the ones that were the real kings at the start. Plus, I guess Steve Robbins as well. You know, they're like,
Jason Matt Knight.
you know.
The Dig
Well,
Development.
I said Jace Life as well, but really honestly at the start it was Will.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
H2O was too. He was there. And then Jeffy Tyler was there. Richie was there. Jace was there. Adrian was there. I was one of the last of that big group to sort of to get in there. I think, and yeah, but it's yeah, definitely we'll talk more about that later when we get further in this documentary. When we hopefully get all 4 or 5 of us together, and I guess also in the Mud crew and Mark James as well, and all the people that are putting it all together. When we put all this together and fill you people in a little bit more on what actually happened and what you missed out on, because house parties and what happened back then doesn't happen today, and you guys unfortunately missed out on some pretty crazy stuff, and it's a shame.
Sure was.
Fuck, we had some fucking
Yeah.
good times,
That
and
made
we were
me-
lucky, and we got away with some shit. Jeez, it's a shame it ain't the same.
Yeah, they were
Innocent slaves to the rave.
No, they were good.
Yeah.
5 in the morning in Shed 14 when he would come on, which is the roof would
Yeah.
blow off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was home in that front main room,
Yeah.
every picture.
Every picture's, yeah. He
With
was the one.
R&D Technologies and Danny Tenagular Elements a cappella.
You know what? That's really funny you say that. Just wait here.
I remember
wait
that
here.
mix.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna read you something, Tyson.
Yeah.
This I've kept this, right?
Yeah.
This is Old Skool. This is from Impress. Okay?
Okay.
It's a post-mortem. Okay. Now the event was Transatlantic 3 with Derek Carter and Shiz Damir at the Palace. Reviewer Lindy Tan. The score. It reads, Tech House. That's what Chicago's Derek Carter is supposed to play, and not just tech house, but also sparkly disco, raw funk, and deep jacking grooves capable of making one, whatever that is, in a rather silly fashion across the dance floor. Listening to his various mixed CDs, this is evident. But the question was, could DJ Derek Carter translate this talent successfully to a Melbourne dance floor? Would the techno mentality of the hardwood crowds be up for the night of pure, unadulterated house music? Judging from a jam-packed
Unadulterated,
palace,
maybe.
adulterated, that's correct. Judging from jam-packed palace and the hordes of poor codgers, I can't.
Want some
I need-
light?
I need some light.
Was it the Jam Factory in
Yeah,
Wisconsin? What was that? Okay, the Jam Factory.
Lights, here we go.
That's better.
You can edit it all.
Do you see the
Waiting
light?
outside
Hang
in
on.
sub-zero temperatures for any ticket, just one ticket. And all night, mind you, Melbourne's party crowd seemed to be itching for a taste of house in no way ever before experienced. Shiz Damir graced the central DJ booth at 1 a.m. with a set of raw, sexy saxophone Latin samba house, which had the palace heaving with ass-wiggling clubbers. Absolutely no space to swing a cat.
Rave is spewing.
The intelligent ran to the stage where there was more room and fresher air to breathe. Woolly Towel took over at 3 a.m, opening with Danny Tenaglia's Elements and then launching into a full-on banging set that was a bit too harsh on the girls' ears. I also thought it's strange that the organisers thought to insert this kind of hard dark set between two classy disco ones. But by the way, punters were jumping up and down and screaming "Willy, Willy," and generally displaying acts that would grant them general admission into the nearest psychiatric ward. Most people at the Palace might not agree with me. After Mr. Towell's oral onslaught, Chicago housemaster Derek Carter came on, and then the fun began. On the menu, jazzy house, cosmic, disco, the works, blah, 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 blah.
3 a.m. eternal, mate. That's all I'm going to say about that party.
What about Pure Flow?
Pure Flow.
Yeah, which were your parties, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, Pure Flow. Okay, Pure Flow, they were great parties.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember where we did the first one, actually.
The Global Village.
Wasn't that was the second one?
Dr. Fernando was
Dr. Fernando was the second one.
The flower with a flower.
That was the last one.
That was the
last
last
one.
one.
First one.
Yeah.
Powerhouse.
I didn't go to the first one.
I'm just trying to remember where the first one was.
I've got the flyer, but I can't remember.
Anyway,
that's some crazy place, I'm sure.
I guess. I mean, the whole idea of the Pure Flow parties was basically to promote like the hard trance, hard acid type music, because back then, I think it was around about what was it, 95?
About 94, 95.
94, 95.
Yeah.
At that time, a lot of DJs. I mean, I felt personally at that time, a lot of DJs were playing two kind of, how do you say, common music. So what I wanted to do was to break the ground, right? So to break barriers. So in other words, play music
That was up front.
that was up
Hence
front, one,
the
and
pioneer.
also pushing
Boundaries.
pushing boundaries and getting the people to slowly get into that type of music.
For education.
Yeah, education.
Yeah.
Someone had to go out there and to an extreme, which is what I tend to, if you don't mind me saying, with bass all the times when looking for a new sound, with all our DJs, I just go so fucking far left of centre where sometimes it dissolves. Half the people left and cleared the room, but I've had to go that far to give that contrast. I think that's what Willie's done, and that's why Willie has been so innovative and what's the word for influential in the way that it went, and why Melbourne's remained so underground, because he had the fucking balls to do it.
And the skill.
And the skill to
presence.
put it together, you know. And regardless of how much noise or whatever it sounded was, it was so technically well put together. It was like, man, there was some twisted good shit. It was just, but it was like, how good is that? And like,
It was
you'd walk
slick.
away and maybe not understand it, but a day later it'd still be in your head, and it's like, it, you know, over a period of time, it was like, it was those gigs that left that definition in your head, which you know, change the definition of the sound. Sorry to butt in, Will, but
No, it's
yeah,
okay.
it's true, man.
No,
You just knew when Willie was on, mate.
And his unique stage presence. We all have a different, obviously, I suppose, techniques in the way we DJ. And Willie is, to me, like I perceived as him when he was jogging and doing the head thing and fully getting into it, and then the ass wiggle. And it was just so fun to watch.
Watching Willie from behind at one of those pictures.
it was
I
awesome.
don't remember much. I had blue hair.
Fucking the mix
stage
out.
was on the ground. I just remember seeing Willie, and when you see Willie fucking rocking the sliders, and that room is rocking, and you
And
know
his
he's
veins are
rocking.
popping out of his neck.
It is an absolute beautiful thing to watch. It is absolutely, it's so inspiring. It's just like nothing like seeing this guy rock. It's just fucking poetry in motion, man. It's just fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's really-
They were great times.
They were. Thanks, Will.
And on this post-mortem thing, I did I've got so many events documented because I was doing the music journalism with Impress. So later on in the piece, when we get more into this story and this movie that we're doing, we'll go through a whole of the events. And I do have the pure flows and who played and where's and when's and what on those weekends, and we'll run through a lot of those events and stuff.
I've got all the flyers of all the gigs that I played at.
Cool. We'll put that all together with the articles and a lot of the reviews and we'll make sure you people get the full history of you know what happened and what all really happened and what.
Who started techno in Melbourne?
Yeah, and where the rave scene came from, and you know why it's still there today, and you know why it's not allowed to die.
Second to that. Thank you, Will.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Thank you.
Until we meet again, my friend.
Definitely.
And he's married now. What's going on?
Rolling.
This is just something I thought about from where Willie started about, you know, at the start, you know, playing, not asking for money. Well, you know, there's a little fee that's going to have to exchange hands here for this. Because it's a business time now, so I want him to say, show me the money before this ends. Go on, Will. Show me. In a text message, when are we going to make this exchange, Jason? But it's like, look at him, show me the money. What am I going to do with that investment? And by the way,
Jay said to me, when are we going to do the deal?
me?
And I thought to myself, when are we going to do the deal?
Yeah, I thought I was speaking to one of my other mates. I was like,
Hey, I didn't say anything. It's Jason came to me and said, when are we going to do the deal? Hey, actually, you placed in the text message, business deal.
yeah.
But that didn't comprehend until 4 weeks
Mate,
later.
I was hey, that's right, because I'm trying to work out whether you're fucking serious, you're going to India. Hold it, Jace, I'm on hold, I've got India on the other line. What? What? India?
International call. You got to take your international
What do
calls,
you mean? My
right?
girlfriend's on the other line, mate. Fucking rack me up one. I didn't say that. That never
Thanks,
happened.
guys.
Really, that never happened. And talking about this, by the way, you know this man is doing well because he talked about $100 notes, nothing less. Right? Okay, nothing. He said,
Show the money. Pull the money out to pay him.
Did I say $100
He
bills?
said $100 bills, mate. When someone says that, it's like,
Well, hello.
okay. Anything out of that's like change. So if you see this man out drinking in a bar, a restaurant, and you're serving on him, right? Keep an eye out for a big tip, right?
I got nothing to say to that.
The only thing we're going to disagree on here, you know, show you the money is, I know what I'd do with this and what he'd do with this, right? Well, actually, what I've done with this is actually, I've invested. I think I've learnt from him. We're both investors at this stage, but on a serious note, he's going to buy an Audi and I'm going to buy a Mercedes. Now, I'm going to disagree with him. Merck's German automotive technology is supreme, and I've got to say it. Will, I just lost a touch of respect for him, man. I thought you'd be a Mercedes man.
No, definitely not.
No?
I agree.
Definitely
Well,
not.
okay. When you get it, I'll race you. Because I'll never forget the first time I ever played with Willie Tell one-on-one was outside the Prince of Wales at a street rave, and I've got itchy fingers and I knew it was a bit more extra time, and Hogan went up to Will and goes, you know, can Midro play with it? Is that cool, Will? And he goes, do you reckon you can keep up? I said, all right, cool. Fucking I had one record that could go as fast as his. One fucking hell. Thank God he let me take over after that.
I remember that.
The man plays fast.
I used to be a smart ass when it came to DJ.
And how fast is pure flow? 150 fucking 5. Thank God I had one of those Noom records. I think it was Trace. It was Noom. One of the Protocols one. A couple of the Noom ones. I think it had 4 tracks on it. I used all 4 on that one particular record. Before I ran out. And Hold That Sucker Down was the last track. Remember, it was raining, but it was so hot that the powder was sticking into you, and your records, pick your records up. I lost 40 records that day, and they would melt, and because of the dust, as they settled, all the dust and the powder would like, what's the word for it? Solidify, what's the word for it? Bind with, become part of.
Contract.
The vinyl, you know, would actually
yeah.
melt into, and yeah, like that Philadelphia experiment thing. So I'm fucking going. Because I got Willie's tunes. Now, we're to start counting records one by one. 10,000.
Yeah, this is the
Who's this going that to?
That's gonna. Well, I'll be.
Some picking
I'll know how to use it, but.
Please. You know the other
Do
thing
you know how to use it?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know the other thing I saw that was really fucking cool with it? One of the DMC things. Same thing, but they had a similar thing, but they actually put the tone arm up, locked it in,
Yeah.
and put a spring, and we're going.
Oh really?
Fucking cool.
These two crates here are special. This is custom made for Will, and it's the bomb.
I'm carrying the turntables for
You
you.
can do that, mate.
Hey, Will, have you got your scramble in here, you know?
Is this a sad moment for you, Will, or you just want to see the money?
Have you got?
Oh.
You must be.
There should be a master plate of Yo 3,
Because
in there.
you sold a few old school in the line, didn't you?
but there should be a master plate of Yo 3. I never had the original of Yo 3.
Okay.
I played it from master plate.
What was the other one I was going to ask you about that I couldn't get? May Influence Sound, do you reckon that's in here?
You gave a whole lot to Billy Solos at one stage, didn't
Too
you?
dark.